Oh my gosh, man, it's so annoying. I cannot stand this fight. It is so unbelievably unfun, man. I legitimately, in the truest and most absolute sense, I hate every single bit of this fight. Every single bit of this fight. The freaking lore, the how it's not connected at all. The boring mechanics they try to throw in here. Like the whole you sighting or Mikula being charming you or whatever. Okay, okay, that's a pretty cool thing. Literally, that's that, and the freaking song's pretty, and the song's pretty nice. That's two pros, and then on the other side is just 1,000 cons, dude. No freaking mix-ups half the time, and all the mix-ups are just either you get to or what's it called? You get to swing, or you don't get to swing. That's it. There's no scary stuff. There's no alternatives. He didn't switch out any of his strings depending on where you're at. None of that, bro. There's nothing. It's the most one-dimensional, straightforward fight, and then it's like just built all around difficulty. There's like nothing in here. There's no interesting, cool final battle thing. There's none of that. At least, like, even despite it being a Lorien, or them trying to take from freaking Lorien, at least Lorien has the dumb has the whole, what's it called? You kill Lorien, Lothric will go down to revive him, and then you can hit Lothric easier because that's the whole difficulty of, or not difficulty, but that's part of the mechanic of that fight. And when they're two separate health bars, you got to kill Lothric to win the fight entirely. If you kill Lorien again, Lothric will just keep reviving him. Even though it does take a bit of his own life to do it, it still is not going to. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to. You have to be either just positioning yourself in odd places to hit Lothric himself, or doing weird attacks. For here, there's none of that. Granted, yes, it would be significantly worse if we had to hit Mikula, but that's where you designed the boss around that. Because, Lorien's a what's it called? Lorien can't walk, so he's literally crawling on the ground. Despite being like, I don't know, like 12 foot or whatever, he's still crawling on the ground. So at least in some of his attacks leaves him sort of crouched, or at least Lothric hanging a bit lower, so you can stand there. As I said earlier, position yourself to freaking hit him. There's none of that here. There's literally none of that here, man. Like I can't stress it enough. I don't like anything of this. And then the whole freaking Mikula mechanic comes out. Are you thinking, okay, Mikula's gonna do some cool stuff on his own? Nope. He just freaking, what's it called? It's they don't even fight as a team. That's why I hate the most. It doesn't even feel like they're fighting together. It's just straight Radahn. And that's especially why I hate the lore for it. Because the whole blah 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 Radahn's gonna be his consort. But why is the fight, the whole DLC that's for the most part in the story sense or plot sense, it's centered around Mikula? Why the heck is he not the final fight? Like he's just there. It's just a cameo appearance. He just sits on the back. And then just gives Radahn the ability to do these clones attack. But again, gives Radahn the ability to do these clones attack. It's like he can't fight it all himself. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. I get he's not really a fighter, but I mean that's when you can make an interesting fight with weird mechanics, things that dudes are not expecting, and have that be the difficulty, not just these ultra fast attacks, these what's it called, these super low recovery times. You have no time at all. These these strings you have to guess on, not necessarily guess, but you can try to gamble on, and it can really be terrible because if you don't luck out. Like it's just so many negatives, dude. So many. And then that's it. And then literally again, as I said before, it's all just redone. Like it's literally just an It just feels like this whole thing and all the plotting and story stuff that they've written in is just straight to bring him back. It doesn't feel like there's any point here. Any point other than to bring him back. You have Mesmer, this weird dude randomly out of nowhere. This whole place, if anything, it's a realm of shadow, completely closed off from the lands between that we had known about. And for the most part, most people have been sort of studying and really trying to dive in and figure out everything that's going on here. A whole entire new place cut off that we've never heard before with all these random anomalies that again we've never heard of. What's it called? Freaking Meteor in here. You have Midra, Bale. The Putrescent Knight. I wonder what the story of this thing would have been prior to Saint Trina, because it just seems like this area is sort of dedicated to Saint Trina, but it kind of doesn't make sense if you think about the fact that, or at least seemingly, most of the events that transpire here happen like right as, or a little bit after, we enter into here. I'm pretty sure, at least. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like it's like, or at least to my knowledge, the game is, or for the most part, we're sort of chasing Mikola around. It doesn't feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like this one where it's like there's things that are just already there and established. For the most part, we're chasing Mikola around. So for him to abandon Saint Trina down here, and then the Putrescent Knight to just pop up because of Saint Trina, I mean, it's kind of weird. I don't really understand him. I gotta figure him out better. But like all this Hornstone stuff, that's like more like, or those things are more like the actual game itself, or like the base game was, right? And then same thing with what's his name, with freaking Mesmer. With Mesmer, with what is her name? With Meteor, with the Erdtree avatar, with Midra, with Bale, and then Ramana, sort of as well. Ramana, I sort of didn't understand. I gotta look at her more of her stuff. I've been trying to stay away from the game just to not be spoiled too much on Radahn, but yeah, it's just this is like the most, I don't want to say fan made, but like I don't know how else to really say it besides like just artificially made final boss, or not artificial, but like the most like forced final boss ever. Like for Sekiro, at least Ishin is kind of predictable, but at least arguably predictable, just because the whole he's the you know, the best swordsman this land has ever seen or whatever. Right? It's kind of predictable, but it doesn't, at least the way that it happens there is a lot more interesting, even despite it being like virtually the same thing. Just the super legend is reborn, and you just fight him again. He's reborn because he's reborn from whatever main character doing some type of pact, or making some type of deal to resurrect them and have them fight for their will. But at least it just feels like there is something in there. Or at least it feels like it's within the same game. Like, or at least like the same people worked on that fight. Here it feels like it was not the same people. Same couple of people maybe, but not like the entire group. I don't know how to just say it really, but it saddens me that this fight This is the final boss. I said it before. Holster, I think you could have written in Holster. It would have made no sense, but it would have been. It could have been something cool. I mean, yeah, no, you could always write them in Fulgore. You could have written in Fulgore. I think that would have been even more interesting, if anything, because it would have been a literal sense how you could have Mikola on Fulgore's back like he's a horse, as if he has like a literal steed, a right hand man that's gonna fight with him. Right? I think that could have worked. Or just as I said, what's it called? Just make the fight against Mikola. Like Mikola does literally nothing in this fight. It's so annoying. He does nothing in the fight. Besides like 3 moves where I can, or at least I can constantly remember him even moving. Half the time he's just sitting there, and then these new light beams get spun. But to my knowledge, Radahn can just sort of do these things now. It's like Mikola literally gave him the power to do these things. It's like it's nothing. Oh my gosh! Like literally, just I can always just call it back to Florian and Lothric. It's insane how much they took from that fight and put in here, just for it to literally be just a downgrade in like every sense, dude. Like the whole Lorian and Lothric doing stuff, or at least the change up from Lorian in the first phase to the second phase. Lorian in the first phase he just swings the weapon, just like Radahn here. He's just swinging the weapon, doing what he can do, right? And then in the second phase, Lothric gives Lorian the ability to teleport, or Lothric can teleport Lorian out because of his own abilities. So now he can teleport him across the map and do these and catch you off guard. A whole new mechanic to deal with that not really anything else uses in the game, even up to that point, right? And then and then some of the other attacks that he does, you literally will see Lothric imbuing Lorian's weapon with some of his whatever that light is to do some of these attacks, as well as just doing his own stuff to do some of these, as well as just doing things on top of Lorian's back as he's literally fighting alongside Lorian. Like it's a literal 2v1. This fight isn't a 2v1. It's just Mikola sitting there. It's a literal scarf, and he just sits there. That's a scarf that gives Radahn all these abilities. That's it. Like literally the nuke, the grab, and like one other attack maybe that I just may have missed while I was playing. That's all he moves for. He doesn't move at all. Oh my gosh, man. It's so sad, dude. I was so excited for this DLC, but it's so sad to see like the vast majority of so much of it I have really not liked. Really not liked. Like I would have thought, maybe I'm just not as good as I used to be or whatever. But like I literally, I can't stress it enough. I have not liked anything besides like 4 of these guys. I know I shouldn't be so critical on these ones because I haven't refought them. But even still, it's like dude, man, like it just doesn't feel like it should be this unreasonably annoying, and it's even extends past them. There's so many of the environments, like all this walk down to here is so empty. This whole area, this red area, empty. All of this, it's literally a straight walk to Bale, empty. A giant freaking fat part of the map, empty. Over here, these finger ruins, empty. This freaking giant forest, empty. Like here, these places, these land places are so much better. So much better. A couple of these other areas are pretty underwhelming, but it's like a small town like here is fine for it to not have anything in there. Even here, this shaman village, it's not so. It doesn't need to be jam packed. It makes sense. This cathedral, this walk up to the cathedral, that's fine, right? And then it's like some of these other places. But then like here, this ancient ruins, it looks like it's a little packed, but like the vast majority of this is just walking around. Like this area, to my knowledge, at least, is inaccessible right here. And this one as well. This is just completely inaccessible. The top of this place, it's just completely inaccessible. And like some of these other places are interesting because they keep a mysterious tone around them. Like down here, it's you can see like the rot spreads down. So if you came down here before coming up here, you get to see that influence. What's it called? Ramanu's influence spread down to here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's like pretty cool. That's nothing really bad, but it's like so many of these other places just end up being nothing burgers, man. And then also, just if that weren't bad enough, literally there's 5 cutscenes in the game, in the DLC. I want to say 5. There's this guy's intro cutscene. There's Midra's second phase cutscene. There's Mesmer's intro cutscene and his second phase cutscene. And then there's this guy's intro cutscene and second phase cutscene. That is it. There are no other. And then the burning of the sealed tree. That is it. There are no other cutscenes besides that. No other cutscenes. Base game Elden Ring had. Almost everything had a cutscene, dude. This guy has a cutscene. Yeah, this guy has one cutscene. He has a cutscene. This guy gets a cutscene. She gets 2 cutscenes. He gets a cutscene. And I don't even have all the remembrances. He's got 2 cutscenes. This guy gets a cutscene. And then like so many other dudes, I don't even remember. No, I can't remember them off the top of the head, but so many of these other dudes get cutscenes or something, man. Meanwhile, it's like this DLC, there's like nothing. It's like what? Like everything is just a walk in. The thing just boxes with you immediately, and it's even more annoying when you consider the fact that a lot of these things seem sort of like passive, like they should not be fighting you. Like this one, the thing she tells this thing to fight you. That makes sense. Rolana, she stands at Mesmer's side, but I still see no reason what's it called, for her to swing at me, other than maybe seeing that I'm a tarnished. That's it. I don't know about this one. The same thing for Meteor. I don't know about her. This guy, I guess. I mean, but even still, he's I still don't see why he fights us off rip. This one, I don't see why she fights us off rip. This one, I guess, somewhat. Like this guy, I guess, Commander guys, I guess, maybe. And then this one, okay. But like, none of these other guys should bother us. Also, like, I never understood what was the whole reasoning for a lot of the colorings to be so different. Like, this guy's red. I never understood that. Malik has just like all his colors. He has his full color. But like everything always had this like yellowish tint to it. And it's just a consistency. Was that like Asta? I guess maybe these are like the ones that belong to the Marika bloodline. But like these guys they're all so weirdly colored. Midra's like the only one that makes sense. But like, why is Ramana black and white? You would think she would be pink. If he gets colors, she would get some pink stuff. This guy's coloring makes sense because that's actually how he's colored. And then like Gaius is like this, and then she's like in gold armor. I don't get it. I don't know, dude. Like I really just might upload this whole thing, basically unedited. But like I really wish we had gotten anything else, dude. Anything else. I don't like anything about this fight. It doesn't feel real. It's just awful, man. Whatever, bro. Yeah, I'm honestly just gonna do that. I'm just gonna literally upload everything. I don't care, because I don't care. I can without a doubt say I'm not remorseful of this at all. I'll be... I'll forever hold this DLC as probably like, or probably one of their worst expansions because of this final fight. I'm going to... Ideally, somebody will be able to reason, give me a satisfying enough reason for Radahn to come back. I highly doubt it, because again, I never saw anything like that. But I definitely could beat this fight. But I don't want to. I don't want to see this guy. My game is still unpatched still on the old patch where double slash is still a big issue. I'm gonna update it the second I stop recording this, get all the patches in, just so I can play on mods like the Reforged mod and all that. Cause I do actually want to play that, and thankfully, one of the big things that I won't have to deal with anymore in there is this guy, which I cannot wait for. I'll play that off camera. No, I'm not doing an Elden Ring recording for a long time, or a Elden Ring size recording for a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna update this my game. I couldn't beat this guy on my low scadu stuff. Couldn't beat this guy on my high scadu stuff. I don't care. Hate me for it. Make fun of me for it. I hate this fight. If you like this fight, I could not care less. If you don't like this fight alongside me, again, I could not care less. I have nothing more to say. It's sad that this is the end of my first playthrough on this channel and the Elden Ring playthrough itself. I really wanted something cool. I don't know if I'll ever try to make cinematic videos, or quote unquote cinematic videos like this anymore. Maybe I'll give it a shot, because it was fun, when I had fun. But I always, even despite I didn't like Freya a whole bunch, but I still felt that she did deserve something. This guy doesn't even deserve to be chopped down, or the videos doesn't even deserve to be cut things out. He doesn't deserve a video. Doesn't deserve anything. I don't know how much I put when I played that other time. Again, I said it was like 3-ish hours maybe earlier. So I guess adding all that up would be 3 hours here, 3 hours on that other one, and then 5 hours on my first one. That gets us to what? That gets us to 11 hours in total. 11 hours before I tapped out. I don't care. I would have rathered anything else. I hate to see this the end of my first playthrough. Hope I never have to do a playthrough like this again. Or end a playthrough like this again. I always want to end it off on a good note, at least. Feel some sort of satisfaction. But yes, I am done. I have no patience for this fight any longer.